The millionaire, Douglas Hardin, sat in his sleek black car at the edge of the abandoned lot, staring at the faded photograph of his two missing daughters. It had been for weeks since they vanished, and every private investigator, officer, and expert he hired had returned with nothing but apologies and empty promises. His world, once built on power, wealth, and influence, now felt unbearably small. As he lowered his head into his trembling hands, a soft knock on the car window startled him. Standing there was a thin, barefoot black homeless girl, no older than 15, wrapped in an oversized hoodie and clutching a cracked backpack. Douglas almost ignored her, but something in her eyes, fear mixed with urgency, made him roll down the window. "Sir," she said breathlessly, "those girls, the ones on your flyers, they live on my street." His pulse stopped. She continued quickly, glancing over her shoulder as if someone might be listening. "I didn't say anything before because the men watching them said if anyone talked, they'd disappear as too." Douglas felt a cold wave rush through him. He opened the door and asked the girl who introduced herself as Lonnie to get in. As they drove toward the roughest part of the city, Lonnie told him everything. The abandoned house controlled by a group of traffickers, the way the girls were brought in late at night, and how she would sneak food to them through a broken window when the captors weren't paying attention. She was shaking as she spoke, but her voice held a fierce determination. When they arrived at the street, Douglas saw it, an old paint-peeled house with boarded windows, guarded by a single man smoking on the porch. Lonnie tugged his sleeve and whispered, "Your daughters are inside. I heard them crying yesterday." Douglas's heart hammered as fear and hope collided. He called his security team, trained professionals he trusted more than the police, and within minutes, 3 SUVs rolled in silently. What followed was swift. The guards ambushed the porch lookout, stormed the house, and tore through every room. Douglas pushed past them the moment he heard faint voices from a padlocked basement door. When it burst open, his daughters, weak but alive, fell into his arms, sobbing. The air punched out of him as he held them, tears falling uncontrollably. Later, as the girls were taken to safety, Douglas approached Lonnie, who stood nervously by a street light. Without hesitation, he placed his coat around her shoulders and said, voice breaking, "You saved my world." Lonnie looked up, eyes glassy, and whispered, "I just did what I hoped someone would do for me." And in that moment, Douglas made a silent vow she would never be homeless again.